Hey guys, so I'm here to do the flash fiction tag. This was created very recently, and I was tagged to do this by Aaron at Cedar Sun. I'll put a link down to his video. He does a really good job explaining what flash fiction is and what this tag is all about in his video. And I know I have a lot of other tags to do that I was tagged to do a while ago, but I was so excited to do this one that I just couldn't wait to do it. So I'm doing it now. Flash fiction is kind of like really short writing, just a really brief writing, like piece of writing, and it usually has like a certain amount of words that you should use for it. Aaron gave us 200 words. We're only allowed to use 200 words for this, and he gave us a sort of prompt, and you have to like go into your books, find one, take the very first sentence of a book, and use that as your jumping off point to write about something. And he doesn't want you to like write a fan fiction, and he doesn't want you to use the sentence the way it's used in the book necessarily. From what I think is a good way to go about doing it is you either use the tone as a sort of guideline use for the tone of what you're going to write. Like the tone of the book could be used for what your tone of your little short writing piece could be, or you could do the complete opposite. I mean, there's tons of different ways you could do this. Basically, he just doesn't want you to write a fan fiction using the sentence, using the same characters and all that. And I really like this a lot. I really like this tag a lot. I like the idea of flash fiction a lot. Flash fiction kind of suits me really well because I kind of have a lot of little ideas, but not ones that could be stretched out into like full-length books at all. I do have a lot of ideas that I think could be made into books that I'm really hoping I can write and put out there at some point in the future that would be books. But at the same time, I also have these really like short scenes or really random images that just pop into my head, and flash fiction is a really good way to put those things into words. Like just like maybe like one little tiny short snippet of a scene out of context of anything else. Go into it and then come right back out, and that's kind of how things happen in my head sometimes when I come up with these random little ideas or images. The way I kind of chose my first lines were ones that I kind of saw images for, ones that fit with images that I could see in my head, ones that maybe created images in my head. I actually wrote 3 of them. I was going to show all 3 of them to you, but I decided not to show the third one to you, so I'm only going to do 2. The third one was kind of like about someone that is in my life and I don't, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to read 2 of them to you that start with 2 different lines from 2 different books and are pretty different from each other. It's definitely not perfect by any means. I have this problem when I'm writing of going back and editing things a lot when I'm writing like long things, and for this flash fiction I was really trying hard not to do that. I really just wanted to do something quick, wanted to write it really quickly, get it out of my head, get the image out of my head, the scene out of my head, put it on paper and just move on instead of going back and editing a bunch of stuff. So this are definitely not by any means, in my opinion, amazing pieces of writing, very flawed, but were fun to write, and I think they definitely captured the images and the scenes that I saw in my head as I was writing them. So, and the very first one is the line, "You've been here before," which is the very first line of the book Needful Things by Stephen King. I've always loved this opening line. It's spoken like directly to the reader in that case, in that situation. So that's not the case in mine, but I've always really liked that opening line, and so I used it for this. And yeah, I'll just go ahead and read to you what I wrote using that as a jumping off point. "You've been here before," he whispers, barely audible. Fearing his anger, I'm quick to respond, "Yes, I find myself wondering. Why?" His eyes are yellow with sunlight, blinding rays that leave me speechless. "There are many just like you, dead in the depths, the canyons of New York City potholes, sweating and shining, shitting and shivering, alone and for likely good reason." The fingers on my left hand twitch. They dance individually, up and down, straight back, then down again, about the floor I kneel on. I watch them absently, unfeeling, as if they aren't even mine. My mouth has gone dry, and with it, my entire body. I am a mirage in the heat of his scowl. I flicker in the many wavelengths of light. What worth are you to me? Before I can speak, he, once a god, called Jesus of Nazareth, smiles. The broken image of his mouth, nothing now but blood-red shards of glass, opens wide with the shattering of his body. He consumes us both, but with my very last breath, I answer his question, an empty, chalky sound that whistles its way through the gaps in my teeth. I believe. And yeah, then the next one is actually one that kind of might need a bit of a backstory, because it's got a bit of like an inside joke sort of thing to it. People kind of comment on my videos sometimes about the relaxing qualities of my voice, I guess. And then I put this like ridiculously relaxing song on my reading habits tag video And Alicia Gordon, who is another amazing booktuber. If you're not subscribed to her yet, you definitely should be. Commented on that video, very pissed off that I had used a song that was more peaceful than the song that she used in her video. And so we've kind of started this war of relaxation. And then Aaron, who made this tag, and his video on this tag brought in this like ridiculously beautiful lake, and it was amazing and relaxing and totally beat us both. And so now there's just an all-out war going on between us, I think, to be the most relaxing. And what this flash fiction is sort of based on, I used the first line of Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut, all of this happened, more or less. I really like that line a lot because he's just automatically made himself an unreliable narrator by saying that, and you never know if he's lying or not after he says that. So here that is, it's a bit ridiculous, I have to admit, but I hope you like it. All of this happened, more or less. This week I've soothed thousands, straight into a coma. Several are dead now, which I do feel bad about, really, but not all that much. So it goes. The ungodly combination of both the most peaceful music on earth, elegant viola music with backing piano by composers gone deaf from beauty overload after immediately hearing their creations played back to them, and the apparent, inherent tranquility of my own voice has rendered all life meaningless. Nirvana, it turns out, is just a wavy-haired kid on BookTube. There are those who oppose me, challenge me. We've set the stage for war and expect no less than mutual assured destruction. Is the audience ready? Cue lights. Stage right, Alicia, the serene, whispers sweetly at a table in the bookstore coffee shop. The otherworldly scent of coffee beans, new books, and freshly baked muffins fills us up immediately. Stage left, Aaron, the calm, sits cross-legged on the peak of a Himalayan mountaintop. The low-key chant of a local shaman and part-time mountain tour guide eases us gently into the depths of unconsciousness. I sit, center stage, at the shoreline of a mildly waiting reservoir, reading aloud something I've written for the audience. Once I'm finished, though, I look up to discover that everyone has died, and upon further inspection, the world has ended. So it goes. Let it forever be known that peace and not war brought on the end of humanity. Yeah, so that's that one. So those are both of my flash fictions, and I honestly think I'm going to do more of these. I might do this tag all over again because I really like doing this, and I found tons of first sentences in books that I'd really like to use in the future. So I might share more with you of these in the future if I feel like it, if you guys want to hear them. Because like I said, I just really like doing these, and it was just a really fun writing exercise. One that suited me really well, I think. At least my sensibilities when it comes to writing and thinking up ideas. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this went well. I might try to film here again depending on how well this video went. It's kind of windy. I'm not sure if the wind is loud or anything. I'm going to go through my subscriptions and try to find people to tag. Aaron tagged a lot of people in his original video, but I'm going to try to find some more people that might be interested in doing this, and I'll link them or tag the two of them in like the comments and in the description and stuff like that. So look out to see if you were tagged in either his video or my video. And I hope to see a lot more people doing this. I'm really excited to see a lot more people doing this. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon.